Welcome to the A-level nervous system introduction. Today you're going to learn about how the brain passes messages on to our muscles and our organs. As you can see, this woman is moving her foot. Her brain is sending a message to certain muscles of her foot. They contract and the foot moves. What is this message and how does it travel so quickly? So obviously from GCSE you can probably remember it's by nerve impulses. But what's happening is a depolarization or action potential is being sent through her nervous system. Just some terminology now. So the message is transmitted from the brain to the foot by neurons. These are also known as nerve cells. A group of neurons bundled together is called a nerve fiber or nerve. Each neuron has a long extension called an axon that transmits this message or action potential. Here is a close-up of a single axon surrounded by a Schwann cell. Schwann cells are like an electrical insulating cable. They insulate the copper wire, and Schwann cells do the same to nerve cells. They insulate the axon to help action potentials or electrical message be transmitted much more quickly. So zooming in on the nerve, electricity is created by a sudden reversal in charge or depolarization. As you can see here, an action potential is simply an electrical current that travels down an axon of a neuron, reversing the charge briefly. Please notice at rest the area outside the neuron's axon is positive while the area inside the axon cytoplasm is negative. An action potential is a brief reversal of that charge which moves down the axon or depolarization. I think the first question to ask yourself is, why is there a difference in charge on either side of the membrane of the neuron? So how does a neuron maintain this difference or polarity? Well, as you can remember from cell membranes, ions cannot pass through cell membranes, and that's the same for the neurons membrane. The fluid in and around all cells is filled with ions. Remember, ions are very small molecules or atoms with charge, and they cannot move to the membrane. The inside of all neurons are negative due to large negative charged proteins, and this leads to the overall charge, a positive outside. At rest, the resting potential of the neuron is maintained by two ions, sodium and potassium. Taking a closer look at the membrane of the axon of the neuron, the membrane has many channels which only allow sodium and potassium to move through them. So when a neuron is resting and not transmitting electricity, sodium and potassium ions move down their concentration gradients from a high concentration to a low concentration through their membrane channels, the opposite sides of the membrane.